Spiderweb Makeup Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
What is that on Mama's head? Is that flowers? Yeah. Hi everybody! In today's video I'm going to be showing you, this will be weird for my channel, but I'm going to be showing you a makeup tutorial of this Halloween themed makeup. And I actually used to always do some Halloween makeup looks every year because this is just such a fun time to be as colorful as you want, and I like to share that. So anyways, this design has some spider webs on it and it's just very colorful and a little bit dark yet, so I don't know. I really like it, and I'm also going to be showing you some contacts, some colored contacts I'm wearing from Iris Beauty. And I've never worn contacts before, so the actual putting them in process is not on camera because if that was in there, the video would probably be about 6 hours long because it was a process to say the least, but I think I figured it out now. So I hope you guys like this cute little Halloween spiderwebby design, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
So to begin with, here are the contacts from Iris Beauty, and I'm going to first, so there's two sets of lenses that I got. They're the same, there's duplicates, so there's two for my right eye and two for my left eye. So here is the one package, and there's one lens in each of these little single little packs here. And the actual packaging is super heavy duty and super secure feeling, and it was actually, the whole thing just seemed really nice. It came with a lens holder, which was good because, as I said, I've never worn contacts before, so I didn't have one. And if you're somebody that wears contacts all the time, you probably have extras. But as a novice, it was certainly nice to have a little bit of everything needed so that I didn't have to go out and get a whole bunch of stuff right off the bat. So there's the first set. The second set is the same thing. The color I got, they're called Lagoon Blue. So I would actually say they're kind of like an aqua teal color, less blue and actually more green. But still, I think they are really pretty. So there's the second. So I'm going to begin. I've already got the contacts in. I'm just going to take my little flower headband and pull my hair back because my hair goes everywhere if I don't have it contained. And then I'm going to begin with applying some makeup primer over my whole face, just making sure that I blend that down onto my neck, and then some eyeshadow primer over my eyelids. The shadow primer I'm using is not tinted. If you do have one that's tinted, so it's slightly lighter, that depending on your skin tone, that would definitely be a benefit. And then I'm going to be taking and just applying some foundation. I just like to take it directly from the container and squeeze it on where I need it. And then I'm going to be taking a damp beauty blender and just tapping that out, blending it in everywhere to make sure it's nice and smooth. The great thing about the foundation I'm wearing is that it is medium coverage, which for me I would say is something I prefer. I don't really like a full coverage, really heavy foundation, and I don't feel I really need it either, but just a really nice little light layer to smooth everything out, just like so. Then I'm going to be setting my foundation with some translucent powder. Just go over the whole thing with a nice fluffy brush, just like that. And then the fun part begins. So I'm going to begin the eyeshadow, and I'm going to take a really bright, very limey green and fill in my crease. I'm using a fluffy brush so that it's not really contained to a smaller area, but just blends out nicely in that entire crescent shape across the top of my lid. Just going like that. And I built up the color, so I like to not go in and have a whole bunch of color in my brush and then do it that way. I like to use little bits at a time and increasingly intensify the color. I'm going to take more of a grass green for the second color and blend a smaller section of that into my crease, and then in the outer corner I'm going to take a very dark emerald green and just blend that in to darken up that area a little bit and just blend that across slightly. I'm going to highlight my brow bone with just a nice shimmery cream shade of color. And then I'm going to take some concealer and I'm going to clean up the lid. So I want to have kind of a cut crease appearance. So I'm just going to brighten up my lid and clean up any of that green that might have ended up falling out onto my lid. So just clean that up just like so. I didn't take it all the way over to the outer edge of my eye, but just right like 2/3 from the inner corner across. Just blend that out, and then I'm going to start filling in that area with purple. So I have a really bright shade of kind of a magenta-y purple that I'm going to begin in the inner corner of my eye, and then as I progressively work my way out towards the outer corner of my eye, I used darker and deeper colors of purple and a little bit more blue in color. So I just worked my way out with those colors. And then here's a second shade. Like I said, it's a little darker, a little bit more blue. And just fill that in. I wasn't as precautious. If you want to have like a sharp cut crease, you want to be very careful not to get your color over the green or over that concealer line. But I wasn't that concerned about having it be a sharp line. I just didn't want my purple to be tainted by some green underneath it. So I wasn't too worried about that particular thing. And I'm going to take black in the very corner and I'm going to blend that in over the purple, smooth out that area, that little blend, and then go over the crease just a little bit with it. Like I said, it's very Halloween. The colors are so iconic Halloween, and the whole vibe of it is very Elvira to me. So I'm going to create a little spiderweb eyeliner. So I'm going to begin basically with your classic winged eyeliner start. I'm using a felt tip eyeliner. And after I have the first line of where I would typically put my wing, I'm going to create 3 more lines coming off of it that are a very similar length, and just sort of bring them a little bit more perpendicular to your eye each time. Then line across your upper lash line and connect it just like you would for a very thin winged eyeliner. And then take and make little spiderweb connections with the other 3 lines. Use just the very tip of your felt tip eyeliner to do this so that the lines are very thin. You don't want them to be very thick or heavy at all. Just nice skinny little spiderwebby lines. Just like so. And then I'm going to tightline my eyes with a black eyeliner pencil, both lower and upper water lines. Especially when you're using a felt tip eyeliner, I feel like it doesn't really get very tight into your lash line, so that tight lining is super important. And then I'm going to take a couple shades of orange eyeshadow and apply those to my lower lash line. Started out with a very bright pumpkin, and then I used a little bit of a gold in the corner of my eye, and then a bit more of like a terracotta towards the outer corner. I'm now going to conceal under my eyes. I feel like I like to conceal after I apply all my shadow because it catches any of the fallout and kind of cleans up everything in case that is necessary. And again, I blended that out with my beauty blender, powder over that area specifically to make sure that my concealer is set. And I'm going to be curling my eyelashes with my eyelash curler, just like so. Apply some mascara. And in case anybody's wondering what's going on around me while this whole video is being recorded, Melody is in front of the camera playing with some blocks. And then I've got these 2 cats that are just circling me, asking for attention, and the whole thing was like a little circus. So if you guys are wondering if I ever look a little distracted, it's because I definitely was. Then I'm going to be contouring with some powder contour, first taking and just kind of darkening right underneath my cheekbone, a little bit on the side of my face at my temple. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of a bronzer, and I just went just a little bit here and there where I felt that was needed. So my bronzer color has a bit of a shimmer to it, and my contour is just a cream color. So that's where the difference is between the two. So I'm just going to take the bronzer right along my hairline across my forehead, and then just take a little bit more of that bronzer on the sides of my nose. I'm going to highlight my cheekbones and the inner corners of my eye. So just take, and I'm using a very shimmery but not super intense highlighter for that. I also did the tip of my nose and my upper lip with a little bit of that highlight color. Just a little here and there just to brighten up and not do anything too intense. Like I said, this is a Halloween look, kind of dark and mysterious, so it doesn't have to be too crazy. I did take some shimmery white eyeshadow that was a loose eyeshadow, and I applied that to the inner corner of my eye just to brighten up that area specifically a little bit more. And then I'm going to be filling in my brows with 2 shades of brown, a darker color towards the outside, and then a lighter color towards the middle, or towards the inside of each of my brows, to my eyebrows. So just like so, just whatever system you like to use. I use just eyeshadow to fill in my eyebrows. My eyebrows themselves are pretty thick and unruly, so it doesn't take too much to fill them in. And then after that, I'm going to be applying a lip primer over my lips, especially if you're doing any kind of a lip art. Using a lip primer is so important because it just helps the whole thing last longer. And then I'm going to apply 2 colors of lipstick, liquid lipstick, and I'm going to start with a really nice purple and do the center areas of my lips like that. Then after I've got that done, I'm going to switch to more of like an indigo color, very similar to what I did on my eyelids, and apply that in the outer corners of my lips, like so. And the liquid lipstick I'm using is Kat Von D's liquid, and it dries so fast that there's very little time to work with to create that smooth ombre. So if yours is like mine and you have to go back through with your first color to help blend it out, definitely acceptable. Just go back and forth with the 2 colors using very thin layers until everything has kind of blended out and looks nice and smooth. And then I'm going to highlight the center of my lips with a little bit of a lip safe powder. So just a highlight powder or a loose pigment that says that it can be used on lips. Just because you can use it on your eyes or the rest of your face doesn't mean you can use it on your lips, so just be cautious of that. And then I'm going to draw a spider web across my lips. So I'm going to start with a line on my lower lip that goes straight down and extends past my lip line a little bit, and then do one more line to either side of that one, again extending it past my lip line just slightly. And then I'm going to take and draw my little spiderweb lines. Just like that, and that's it. I love the way this turned out. Like I said, it reminds me of Elvira, which I think is just lovely. I love the bright greens. I love the contacts too. They did not feel, I didn't even really notice them all day, which I thought was amazing. So definitely check that out. I'll put a link to them in the description box below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!